Hello everyone. So last video we made the app bar and then we made a tab bar for the application. Alright, we're still following the design. Here it is. So now what we're going to do is just basically create this. Shouldn't be too hard. Challenging maybe. But let's go. I'll be using my Windows, my Chrome actually. The thing is my laptop has an issue, so I had to reduce my RAM and I can't push Android Studio currently. So I'll be using this, and if I'm developing on the side, I'll be using my Android phone. Funny thing is that it's actually cooler, but for the tutorials, I can actually use an Android phone. Okay, so anyways, that aside, let's get back to this. There shouldn't be too much to do. Okay, so what do we need first of all? We have a container that has a row. That's for name, for price, for shoe. Okay. Now for the shoes, you can just get it. For the shoes, you can just get it at anywhere really. It doesn't have to be the same shoe. Just get something and then just try it. It doesn't have to be a shoe. It could be anything, honestly, anything at all. Okay, so first of all, we will need to create the widget. We can't create two of these. I mean, we can manually do it, but that'll just make the code really dirty. Alright, and it's going to reduce the readability and scalability of the app. Okay, so when you're building, you should really think about making one code and reusing it instead of making the same code over and over again. Okay, so um, let's begin. So we're going to come over this on the home page. Let's close all this. So we don't need the domain for now. We don't need the screen. Now let's say what should we call it? Item view. Okay, so making a mistake, that's widgets. You might have to change it later on, but yeah. Anyways, so I believe it is um a container. So okay, so this container is going to have a now in this column has children. Now let's look at it. Now the best thing to do, we will actually organize, or rather, I think to make it much better, we can see where we're going. Let's make the container first. Now the problem with the container first is I have to give it a fixed height. Well, I don't like doing it like that because sometimes when on the screen, it's not really that responsive. But I mean, even the method that we'll use here is not exactly responsive, but it's much better. Where you would basically just give it its title, everything, you fill everything inside, and then you then add padding. But I think just to rush things and make it better, we will build it like that. Okay, so first things first, we need a row. Now this row will have, this row is going to have a column and like, okay, and the column is going to hold the title, the name of the product, and um name of product and the like button. Okay, name of product, then the price. Then the other side is going to be like button. So let's start row. Now we're going to have title. text. I think for now let's just give it red like okay. Then this is supposed to be column. Okay, so below that we have prices by 3. Okay, let's later do more. Okay, so we'll just stick to this for now. Okay, so in this container, let's just close this. And then here, let's have, do we have buttons yet? No, we don't have buttons yet, so let's create a button. So widgets. Okay, since we states, I'll say stateless widgets, buttons widgets, change this to a container. Okay, that's it. Just going to be an icon button. Get there just a bit. Leave this as an empty method, and let's give it. Since I think since you're going to use just one, I think since we're going to use just one icon, I would advise that we can just make it a general icon. So we just Ctrl double, okay, like just or free. No, I think we should just stick with like. Sorry, I'm a little bit old. Okay. Come over here. If you want to change it easily, just Control. No, just F2 on your keyboard. Like. Okay. So with this, okay. So enter. Or fix that. Right. So now I'm going to do one thing. Let's give it a heart. Right. Okay. Now let's do this. Now saving this. I've not updated um the new Flutter. The new Flutter has some reloading web. I'm really looking forward to checking that out. Okay, let's change this to a stateful widget. Why? Because we're going to need the set state method. Okay, so looking at this, we're going to have a default value. I think it should be here. It's clicked. It's false. You don't want to, when you open an app, let's say Facebook or Twitter, it's always your own like button is always switched off, right? You're the one that taps on it and then it turns red, whatever. Okay, so we're going to set this to default. Now we're going to make sure that once you click on this button, the unpressed button, once you click the unpressed button, this changes from false to positive, which is true. Okay, is clicked is equals to not is click reach. Alright, so what we're going to do is that we're going to do this. We're going to check for the color property. Now, if it's clicked, right, which is negative, the color be no. Check this. Else colors dot yellow. Okay. Let's close this. Alright. Okay, so let's put this down. Let's leave this, we'll check this in a bit. Now let's check it right here. The home page, let's go the item, the objects. Okay. It's a column. Then row. I am using address so it's a bit different. Normally you'd see dot dot dot. We use it, you know what I mean. Anyways, what do we call it? Like objects. Alright, so let's save and see what it looks like. Okay, okay. Actually, that's very true. Okay, so first of all, I actually noticed something. I have three buttons, but they are not changing. Okay, so first of all, we come back here. It's selected type button. Then what did it say? It is selected, do this. Okay, so why isn't it typing? Let's check it out. Okay. Alright, so we're looking at this. I think here the implementation is okay. And here, okay, now the problem is right here. It's got this that function, so let's cancel this way. And this should fix our problem. Did not fix it. Let's see. Looking at this here, we also made a mistake. I'm going to use set state. So we're not using state messages. Yes. Okay. If we're using a provider, I don't think we'll use this. Yeah, we wouldn't. But since we're not using that, let's just fix this by saying set state. Current index is equals to index. So once we save this, it would reveal. Let's see what happens here. Hopefully we have no errors. Okay, just did an application. All right, there it is. Well, it works here, but it's not switching tabs. Okay, I think I know why. We have to make query pages for this. All right, so screen. Let's make a page called home section. stateless, all section will pass a colon. I'm sure you're wondering why we are not passing a scaffold. That's because we really have a scaffold here. Okay, so funny enough, I've done this a lot of times, but I don't know why I still make mistakes every now and then. Okay, so anyways, we have made this page. Let's just create another one. Data section. Start. Here we have like section. Okay, stateless. It's like section. Data's stateless data section. Okay. Colon. Right, so now we're going to come to the home page. Home page. Okay, remove this from the home page. Now let's do something. If current index is equals to 0, is 0, all section. Else if current index is equals to 1, return details. Else I think to be similar like house if current index is equals to like. Okay, sorry, it's a bit crowded here. I can't move the windows on the Chrome any more than this. Okay, so we save. Let's restart. Okay. See what it gives us. Now the problem is that it's not changing this, but let's just check if it's actually changing pages. Okay, so in this column we have item view objects. Save. Data text. Stuff like shoes. So this here. Let's save and see what happens. Okay, seems like we're still having a button. Let's go back here. Alright, so for now we don't need this here. Save. Let's remove this. Our main problem is this tab bar. Now our problem could stem from two places. One, we are using list view. Let me check something out. Okay, First of all, let's check where her quarantine is placed at. Okay, let's check if this will work. Happens sometimes. All right. Let's see. We'll see what happens. Okay, works. Okay, so first of all, thank God it works. All right, so let's close all this. Go all the way down here. Now, the main place we're going to work on is actually the whole section. Okay, so now let's get back to this place. Okay, it's already set to true changes, right? But I think we did the wrong thing. Okay, let's get back to. Sorry, I think all right, so let's go here. Okay, so in this page, I think the logic for this was completely wrong, which was wrong with me. This comes over here. I don't think null is correct thing. Let's check what is here. Let's give it transparent. Rather, let's give it a null for now. We'll get back to this. So if we save this, default is this. Now let's design this container. Gives container a decoration. Decoration color white. Let's start with that. Okay. All right. You're right. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Oof. Let's check. Does this give us what we want? Still not it. Which one is it? Okay. Looking for the one that gives us like particular effect. Okay, I know exactly what we're doing. We're looking at it completely wrong. Let's cut this. Is selected. If we selected, give us an icon. Icon starts favorite. Mouse. Give us the icon favorites. Okay, so this one color is going to be yellow. Did we get it wrong? All right, we got it right. We got it right. Okay. Make it white. Let's give the background. Okay. I get what happened. Now what color is here? Say blue, light blue. Okay, so let's give this blue. With alpha. Okay, it's not with alpha, it's with value. Alpha 0.4. Okay. Right. Now this was gonna code. Let's just keep this for now. white is okay. Now we get back to this place. Now this is where we're supposed to do that decoration thing. Save. Okay. Should give us. All right. Now first things first. Width. We'll give it width of 300. This page size box with a height of, I'd say, 150. Ah, that's a lot. 25 should be okay. Alright. Okay. This will look so much better on an Android phone, but I explained earlier. Okay, so back to this. I like button. It's supposed to be white. Why is this happening? Let's restart. Okay. Now let's reduce the width to, I would say, now we're going to space this. Okay. Now it's obviously showing like it's all best inside a container. So what we're going to do, we're going to give it padding. Padding. Give it on and give it padding 20. Okay. I think that's also much less than 10. Should be fine. Okay. Now these two are, as you can see, they're in the same position. So I don't like this dollar sign. It doesn't look all that great. So let's run this. For some reason my keyboard isn't working, so I'm going to use keyboard. Right. Alright, so what we're looking for? We're looking for backward slash. Okay, forward slash, yeah. Okay, so we use dollar sign. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, works fine. Now let's check 44 euro. Actually, is not dollar. Euro here. No, I don't have a keyboard, so I'm going to use dollar for now. Okay, so we're going to use $44.80. Let's see, $4.80. Okay, so it's in the column. So we're going to just use the cross axis alignment. If I'm not mistaken, so it's to start. So, all right, there it is. Okay. Okay. What's next? Now this is a circle, and what we have here is a square. So let's fix that. Like item in the container has the property. I think it's inside the box decoration called shape. So shape has box shape circle. That should fix that. Alright, there it is. The padding is a bit too much, is it? For some reason I can't. I'll just stick to it like this. Alright, so we have this part. Let's decorate this a bit better. I'd say button radius. we reduce, so let's say 15, maybe even too much. This should be fine. Now, what we want to do after now is let's just collapse this. No, let's collapse the center. So, done with that. Let's have what's next here is the shades off. Okay. Alright, so we're going to have an image assets. Now, this is where we might have a problem because Flutter doesn't work on image assets. And yes, in my case, I've run into so many problems. Okay, so where is this located? So lib features core assets. Let's see what happens. First of all, just to be safe, let's check our constructor.yaml. Yeah, that works. Copy this. Come over here. What do we name it? We named it shoe1.jpg. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh, it works. Well, thank you for that. Now, for some reason, we're having this. Normally, it shouldn't work. It's quite funny because I was working on a project the other day and I was trying to use images and it kept on telling me I couldn't find my image, but then it was working on a mobile phone. I've been trying to dive into web app development and I ran into that problem. So I figured that it wouldn't work here. For some reason it's working. It works, don't question it. Sometimes question it. We won't question it for now. Okay, so let's check something. I didn't want this background. Yeah, we have it. I won't do it about it. I think I will just check for a new. Sure. So come over here. Let's check for free pics. That's where I get my pictures from. Oh, because I have it here already. Alright, so let's come over here. Let's check. Okay, so what we had before was one with the background. So let's try checking with no background. I don't know if we'll see something like that. Like share with no background. Alright. So it seems like they all have the background. I'm not looking for this. So I don't know what exactly I want to do. Okay. Here's my knowledge. I think we'll just manage this. Or rather, we'll just use what we have just to save time. I couldn't get the right tools. I'm so sorry about that. Anyways, first of all, we need some spacing. Let's say spacing. Let's give it spacing of 20, which is I think too much. I really don't like this. Let's see something. Transparent. Let's say gray. Let's see what happens. Alright, so I think this changeable picture where that's the problem. Alright, folks, we're just gonna manage this. Just manage the way it is. Okay, so we have the row. Now it's the width. I think it's because we hard coded the width, so let's see what we have. Oof, way too big. Okay, let's what I like to do is I would use media query, but I think let's just stick with width. Fortunately, 300 should do okay. All right, let's just. This is like a freaking. It looks like an oven. Ah, not my best design. I just couldn't find the right material. Sometimes it happens like that, and you're lucky enough to actually be in a team with this actually a graphic designer that does all this work for you. That's good. That's great. But at the same time, you still need to get better at this. All right, so I'm hoping that it looks better on your emulator than it looks on my web app. Okay, you don't expect it to look the same. All right, so style it. All right, so style it. Let's give it a font weight. Let's see. Okay, give it a font size of, let's say, 16. Okay, it's men's Nike shoes. Okay, so this one's here. How this? How identical is this? Not so identical. Really sucks. I couldn't get this image for real. It's really, really annoying. But oh well, how to manage this? Fortunately, sorry guys. Okay, so the curves. Let's work on the curves. Padding too. Alright, so the padding is going to make it 20. Okay. Okay, next things is this font weight is too little. Let's make it W700. Okay, I mean, as this picture is beginning to look better. Let's copy this. Size 14. Okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, I think that's much better. Okay, so I don't want to repeat this all over again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass the price, the image, and it's like, no, I think we'll leave this like, okay, so I'm going to pass the title, the price, and the image. Okay, so final string, title, final, it's still going to be a string, price, final, string, image path. Okay, so we'll add all parameters. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to get the model. I actually enjoy using models. Should we? I think it's just 2000, so we'll leave models. We're used there for this already. So for this, we will just cut this. We'll pass image path. Cut this. Price. Cut this. Title. Now we have to pass it here. Okay, so the title is this, the image path is this, the price, we still have it here. On Windows, if you Ctrl X something, actually before you actually do that, just click on Ctrl X to ask to activate your clipboard. So when you do and you cut something, it just goes there, beats pictures or text. Yeah, so let's save this and see what happens. I think we should still have the same thing. Why did it not reload? Alright, let's restart the app. See what it says. Alright, so yeah, I think that's okay. I think we'll use a list view. Let's see what happens. No, rather than using this view. Let's wrap it in a single JavaScript view. Alright, now we've saved it. This is okay. Alright, so let's just copy this. Use this again. Yeah, problem. Okay, fine. Let's get rid of this and let's check what happens when using this view. Remove widgets. Change this to a list view. Remove this. Add a sized box. 8, 10. It's okay, we have a problem. Okay, let's wrap this. Let's what happens. Here we wrap this expanded, save. Okay. So it works. My problem is I still want this to carry. Okay. I mean, that's working, but then we have the problem. We have the problem of this. Clean up the whole page. I think what we're going to do is wrap this entire thing in a plugin. Uh, let's say symmetric, horizontal, 10, child, country. That would work. How do I reduce it? Okay, first of all, I think in the design, what do we have in the design? Design is a huge chunk of space down here. I really wish my phone was working. My emulator was working. Okay. Grab this here. The same thing here. Okay, so let's try and put some pictures. This is for the album, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. I really wish this thing was working, but I can't really check it all that great because I'm using web. Um, okay, but I think we've gotten it working. The only problem is the image for one, and the other thing is, um, I'd say the padding. The padding isn't right. Let's see what it looks like on the. Oh, wow, that looks fantastic. Web is really not a joke. I really had quite a time when I was building on web. Okay, so yeah, that's basically it. It's quite unfortunate that I can't go too far in terms of how the UI is. I feel like it's much easier to actually fix this on an emulator. So what happens if we pad? Since okay, we did it actually. That's great. That's great. Okay, so we got that. It's a little bit too big. I just wish. I think what's gonna happen is that I will just give an update on this when I get my emulator working, my Android Studio. Basically, I think the problem is my RAM had a cut. Had a problem with the RAM. The RAM got bad, so I haven't been able to use Android Studio all that freely. So I can't use the emulator either. My laptop's going to hang. So for now, this is all we got. I hope it looks better. If you can just send me a message on Twitter with what you have done, and yeah, we'll go from there. Have a great day. The next tutorial is going to be interesting, much better than this. But as for the system thing, I will just keep you updated. I just really wanted to complete this tutorial. It was my first time actually doing a part one and part two, and it took a bit longer than it should, and I apologize for that. But I hope you enjoyed or you enjoyed what you built. You can play around with it. If you have better images that don't have this, please let me know where you get yours. I can't remember where. I know that my SVGs can do that, can do this, can have an image without this, but for now, let's just use this, okay? And just like, comment. Tell me what you like. Tell me what we could improve on. I know there's quite a lot. The audio quality is not that great. And some other things. Okay, so well, just let's communicate in the comment section. Have a great day, everyone.